With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series fires things off right here at the Fast Short Track Richmond International Raceway tonight for the Capital One 200. Who's going to walk away with the first short track race win of the season? We were at Phoenix a few weeks ago, but here the first short track test of the season. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV Land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave, bringing you all the calls from trackside. Track about 97 degrees. Qualifying already underway. 60 seconds off of the 5-minute stopwatch. We'll get to some of that qualifying time here very shortly as drivers begin to hit the track. We'll get a little bit closer and watch some of this qualifying action unfold before we head trackside for the national anthem and the command to start the engines from your special guest, Grand Marshal, here tonight from Richmond Raceway. It's going to go down for sure. Top of the speed charts. Quick time tonight belongs to Joel Conley in his 60 machine. Oh, and right as we said that, John Freeman going to take this top spot. Quick time now belongs to Freeman with a 22:39. Thirteen of our 30 plus drivers out there on the track getting ready to put in a time lap. There you can see the 48 of Maxwell Castro begin to roll off. Jaden Gimbel also out there on track. Look on board here with Gimbel real fast as Randy Henshaw still out there. Brendan Key, Eric Hegel, as well as Chris Whitaker, Jason Blaney, Jason Harrison, Ryan Farrell, all still left to go, all still trying to lay down a fast time here. We'll continue to watch the track as some of these drivers have a little bit of a struggle. You could hear right there Ryan Farrell getting sideways through the corner and is still sitting top of the speed charts with just 2 minutes to go. John Freeman controls the pole position here tonight, provisional pole with that 42 Chevy ZL1 Camaro. John Freeman with the fast time, 22:39. Jaden Gimbel, your points leader coming into tonight's race. Gimbel leading the overall point standings by 12 points coming into tonight's race. Gonna park it in second here in qualifying. Just a minute and a half remaining. Jason Harrison gonna break inside the top 15. How about Matthew Baker in the 26? He's gonna put it top 10 here with his first time lap. Speaking of time lapse, it is, or you are running out of time to lay down your time lap if you're going to want a chance, an opportunity at taking that pole position away from the man at the front. John Freeman with the fast time, 22:39, will snatch that pole position. 60 seconds remaining. 5 drivers, it looks like, still yet to put in a time. And it looks like they're going to be hard-pressed. All of the drivers are going to be hard-pressed to get out there and try to lay down a quick time here with just about 45 seconds remaining. Randy Henshaw rolling off of pit road, but it may be just a little bit too late, and they're going to go ahead and wave the flag on that one. Randy Henshaw, unfortunately, not turning in a time lap. We're going to step away for a brief commercial break. Race fans, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
As the Jets fly over, we head trackside with your Grand Marshal.
How's it going, everybody? Atlanta Racing here, and I am so excited to be your Grand Marshal here for the IVRL Pinkett Forward Series. I know there's going to be a lot of racing, a lot of strategy. It's Richmond Raceway. But for right now, I only have a few more words, and guess what that's going to be? Drivers, start your engines!
And with the command to fire the engines, these drivers bring the machines to life. We're going to get ready to go short track racing right here at Richmond International Raceway for the Capital One 200. 2 stage breaks here tonight. First one coming out at the end of lap number 40. Second stage ending at lap number 80. Then a long run to the end of tonight's race. And as you hear those familiar sounds in the background, those bells begin to ring. You know that means one thing. It's time to run down tonight's starting lineup for the Capital One 200 for the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series, starting inside row number 1. Your pole sitter, the 42 of John Freeman. Jaden Gimble in the 81 machine will line up just to his outside. Matthew Baker and Joel Connolly back at row 2. Row number 3 here tonight from Richmond, the 17 of Jason Bailey and the 70 of Eric. Brandon Key, Adam Wood back in row 4. Row number 5 here tonight, the 29 machine and the 88 of Chris Whitaker just to his outside. Nick Goebel and Jim Ott making up row number 6. Row number 7 here tonight from the short track Richmond International Raceway. Tyler Gentry in the 44 of Jason Ayerson. Tyler Brown, Maxwell Castro back in row 8. Row number 9 here tonight, the 77 of John Tyler. And the 6 of Matthew Montgomery. Charles Vanchuk right there in the 20th position. Nathan Line, Wesley Jeanette starting outside row number 11. Row number 12 in this massive field here tonight, Chad Hitchcock in the 5 of Mark Snyder. Ryan Henshaw and Randy Henshaw going to line up right beside each other back in row 13. Row 14 tonight, the 43 of Ryan Farrell, followed by the 08 of Glenn Grimm. Cody McKinney, Darrell Calder, and Joey McKinney round out the running order here tonight from Richmond International Raceway, and we're going to get ready to go racing here. Once again on the Turn 3 Racing Network, drivers will make one more lap around the track, give the fans an opportunity to take some pictures of their favorite cars, favorite drivers, maybe mosey on close down to the fence like you see so many of the fans here tonight. Sold out, packed house for this first short track of the season. Will we see a new fresh face in victory lane, or will we have another repeat winner? Long way to go, a long way to find out. The lights will slowly begin to turn on as we close in towards nighttime at the end of tonight's race. So look for the transition as the sun sets to play a little bit into the strategy these drivers elect to take. And as the music fades away, the pace car ducks out the way, and we're going to get ready to fire things off for the first time here tonight at Richmond. And just like that, green flag flies here at Richmond International Raceway in the International Virtual Racing League's Pinkett Ford Cup Series. Inside line being held down by John Freeman. Jaden Gimble right there behind him. Not a lot of moves going on throughout this field just yet. Everybody looking like they're going to stay nose to tail. Double file for a few handful of positions. Freeman, Gimble, Baker, all single file, side by side. Fourth place between Connolly and Blaney. Blaney on the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Brandon Key and Hegdal. Hegdal in that 70 machine making his first start this season with the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series. Going to jump on track at a very tough place to get around. We'll throw that timing and scoring up on the left-hand side of your screen. Let you follow along just like we do. Battle for the race lead. Gimble looking to the inside. Jaden Gimble looking to the inside, looking to grab some points for leading a lap here. Surprisingly, we spoke about Gimble's I don't want to call it dominance, but about him leading the point standings coming into tonight's race. But surprisingly, He has not got the most bonus points. And oh, caution flag flies for the first time here tonight from Richmond very early, and it looks like the 43 may be involved. Slow on the backstretch in his Whiskey River machine. Let's see what happened to that Camaro of Farrell. Gonna jump back on board riding with Farrell here off of the corner. Oh, and looks like car just gets a little bit loose, sliding back up on track, a little bit of helping into the outside wall. And yeah, a little bit of damage there for Farrell. We'll take one more look at it from the outside of the car. Well, and just from this vantage point, not being able to really see. Do we got another look at that? Can we get one more at it? And there you see the car just starting to drift loose back up the track. Oh, right in front of the 12. Nowhere to go. He's going to catch a little bit of damage on the front end of his machine. Luckily for both drivers, not a huge impact. We've seen these next-gen machines take a pretty heavy beating. So look for both of the drivers involved in this early incident here tonight from Richmond International Raceway to head to pit road, trying to fix some damage. Ryan Farrell going to pull that 43 around this time by. It looks like the 12 of Randy Henshaw going to stay out on track this time. He's not going to come to pit road just yet. Everybody staying out as drivers only have 5 sets of tires in the pits. 6 sets altogether with the set that you start on, but 5 extra ones. You know you've got 2 stage breaks, and that gives you a little bit to play with. You know you're going to have at least 1 green flag pit stop at the final stage of tonight's Capital One 200. So knowing that you've got to use tires absolutely at least 3 times here tonight, strategy is going to vary. Strategies are going to be different on when you come to pit road, when you get those extra sets of tires, when you utilize them. Track position, very, very big, very key here at Richmond. You don't want to find yourself back in the running order with fresh tires and be, starting outside of your top 20, because you're going to have to make up a lot of ground. You're going to use up a lot of tire trying to get yourself to the front. So it's going to be a balance. As drivers hit the start-finish line, the choose line here tonight, it looks like a lot of these drivers are electing to go to the bottom side of the track. Nobody wants to start on that outside lane. We've got the front row just about like it was. Jaden Gimbel going to elect to take the bottom of the track, and that's going to leave the outside open for Matthew Baker, who's going to move into that second position. And we're going to take another vantage point around as we get ready to go back. Green flag racing once again here from Richmond. Freeman into the restart box and on the gas, and green flag flies once again here in the Pinkett Ford Cup Series side by side for that top spot, and a good jump now. The 81 with a big push on the 42 down into turn 1. That's going to bring both of those drivers well and clear side by side now as Gimbel looks to the outside. Matthew Baker, Brandon Key right there looking in the background. Don't count out Jason Blaney in that 17 machine. He's all over all of the drivers at the front of this field, battling, jockeying for a position early on these restarts. Maxwell Castro, Jason Ayerson going at it. Wesley Jeanette, Nathan Line right there as well. Charles Urich in the 76, Tyler Gentry. Oh my gosh, big scrum of cars right around that about 13th all the way back through 19th. Absolutely running all over each other. Oh, and trouble at the front for Freeman. Big trouble down in the corner. Big lock up on the front tires, and Freeman goes straight to the top of the track. That's going to give us a new race leader for the first time here tonight from Richmond. Jaden Gimbel takes over the top spot. Close racing action as we watch Freeman trying to recover way up the track. In that 70 machine, Eric taking it to the high side, trying to see if he can keep the momentum up, keep it wound up, and go around these drivers a little bit longer distance around the track on the high side. Not a whoa, and a 17 super out of shape, and we're going to have ourselves our next caution of the night. Jason Blaney with big trouble. Blaney with big trouble coming off of the corner exit. Let's see if we've got that one queued up already. We're getting a thumbs up on that one. Let's check the replay. No one catching it a little bit late already. Blaney already having his troubles. We'll back it up just a little bit. Let's see if we can't see it from this vantage point and still catching it a little bit late. No front clip now. Front clip taken clean off of one of these drivers. I believe that may have possibly been the 27 of Ryan Hinshaw. We'll wait for confirmation on that one. The 70 comes to pit road. Freeman, Brown, Wood, Urich, all to pit road this time around. There you can see the wounded warrior, Jason Blaney, back in the 17 machine, 26th on track. Randy Hinshaw on the 12, going to pull the pit road this time around. And heavy damage on the back end of that 17. He's going to be on pit road, fixing that damage for quite some time. Second caution flag flies here tonight at Richmond. And I tell you what, that's going to bring us to a quick point here. Let's go ahead and pull up some of that championship standings that we alluded to a little bit earlier here tonight. Let's go ahead and bring that on screen if we can. There it is. Jaden Gimbel leads the point standings by 12 over Nicholas Pressey, Tommy Schaefer, Patrick Gaspar. How about Randy Hinshaw, Ryan Farrell, Charles Zurich, Adam Wood, Brandon Key, Jim Ott. All right there up inside of your top 10. But Nicholas Pressey, that 94 machine, look at him sitting right there in second, just a handful of points back, 12 points back. But he has got more bonus points so far through our first 6 races than any other driver through the field. Look for him to be around at the end of these stage breaks. He's known for grabbing points here. The bonus points column does not lie on the stat sheet. The 81 has found a way to sniff a few more points out of these races than any other driver in this field. He's now going to have the top spot for the restart, as we'll hide the championship point standings. Get back to the action on track next time around. Drivers will receive the 1 to go, and we will get set to fire things back off once again. Second caution flag flies here tonight at Richmond. With the early cautions here, what's up, Atlanta Racing? Glad to see you out there in the chat checking in, man. What a way to start tonight's race, man. We do appreciate you coming in and joining us, getting these drivers to start the engine. Look forward to seeing you a handful of times throughout this season. Glad to see you checking in here tonight in the chat as well. Drivers with the 1 to go, choose line in effect. Running order going to get a little bit mixed up, but with these early cautions, you got to wonder what that's doing for fuel strategy. We're about halfway through the first stage. Will drivers risk it for bonus points early here tonight and try to stretch the fuel, stretch these tires, and give themselves at least one more set left in the box come late race? We've seen late race strategy play into effect with the Big Boys Cup Series on Sunday. Let's see how they fare here tonight off of turn 4. Once again on the gas quick, and Gimbel gets away side by side as Brandon Key and Matthew Baker. They're going to be left to battle it out for second position. Joel Connolly falling back through to the field now. Connolly going to fall back to 4th. Big stack up. Jim Ott involved in this one. Check out the 24 of Nick Goebel. He's making his way up through the field, down on the bottom of the racetrack inside of Tyler Gentry. He'll snatch that 7th position away back across the line. Race fans, there's going to be so many different battles to bring you here. We'll try to keep up with them all. And yeah, I would absolutely agree. Freeman with some bad luck there. Long extended stay, and we've got more trouble. We've got more trouble as the 29 around on the track. My goodness, Tommy Schaefer, big time trouble for Schaefer. Let's see if we can't go back and check in and see what happened here with Schaefer as the caution flag flies once again. And oh, off the front end of the 4, it looks like a little bit of contact between both of those drivers. And well, one driver catches the brunt of the damage. And there it is, yeah, contact, the 4 up the track, a little bit of a bobble and right into the side of that 29, and Schaefer nowhere to go. Wisely just kind of stays there and prays. Nobody comes through and cleans his clock. Able to get the car turned around, missed that pit entrance. He'll catch up to the field, and we'll jump back up with your race leader at the front of the field once again. Jaden Gimble continues to lead back under caution. Quick cautions in succession here at Richmond has slowed the field down in this opening stage. 40 laps in stage number 1, just past the halfway point in stage 1. Who's going to grab a few bonus points here tonight? Tell you what, we'll find out shortly. We're going to step away, pay a few bills with a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. Back trackside as drivers head across the start and finish line, choosing inside lane, outside lane for the restart. Starting inside, once again, your control car, your race leader, Jaden Gimble, will have control over the start. Matthew Baker will line up just to his outside. Brendan Key and Joel Connolly back in row 2. Row number 3 here for the restart, Christopher Whitaker and Nick Goebel. Tyler Gentry, the 23 Toyota of Charles out there in that 8th position. Jason Harrison and Chad Hitchcock round down your top 10. And here we go on the gas, and green flag flies once again here from Richmond. Everybody on the gas back down into turn 1, chasing your race leader. We're going to jump around for this restart because we've got chaos all over this short track. Here comes the 24. 24 dropping down to the bottom of the racetrack and being covered up by that 88 of Whitaker. Here comes the 7 of Gentry. How about Blaney making a run back through the field? 2 and 3 wide as the 5 struggles for pace. Mark Snyder going to get put 3 wide once again at the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like Snyder's backing up. Things somewhat sorted out at the front, not even close to being figured out near the tail end of this pack. Tommy Schaefer, Ryan Farrell, Maxwell Castro, all going at it just outside of your top 20. There's Charles Urick in the 76 machine. That, oh my gosh, and did you see the 29? Oh my gosh, Tommy Schaefer destroyed his Camaro into that outside wall. Oh my gosh, did you see that? Big hit after a big bobble through the corner. Oh, that is a tough lick right there. Let's go back and check the Pinkett Ford replay. Everything's looking good for Schaefer down into the corner, and well, that's the contact from earlier here. We apologize. That's the caution flag from before, guys. You queued up the wrong one. Let's go back and check this latest one here. Schaefer down across the start-finish line into turn 1. You'll see him enter turn 1 without any problems. There he is, getting a little loose. Corrects it and just nosedives right into that outside safer barrier. I promise you, that did not feel any better, even being that safer barrier right on. Oh my gosh. Onboard camera shot there with Schaefer as he nails that outside wall. Whew. Tough look from the inside of the cockpit, and it looks like Schaefer's on pit road. Back under caution for the 4th time here tonight in the Pinkett Ford Cup Series. Pinkett Ford, providing hope and empowerment by enriching the lives of all those affected by breast cancer. Many lives affected by breast cancer. I had to take a moment there, as getting behind a cause like this, it means a lot more than just helping out a great organization. The members founding this are all family oriented, 3 cousins, a mother and a daughter, all making up the mainstay of this organization. 3 generations of their family, all affecting 10 different women across their family, and they're all fought through it, all beat the battle, and they're out there trying to spread the word and encourage other women about the dangers and how to overcome and how to have hope at the end of the day, battling a very, very tough disease. PinkettFord.org. If you're looking to give back to a great cause and a great organization, you can look right down in the description. Find the link to head right over to their website and check out some of the stories and the testimonials. Big shout out too, as well, to the Snowmobile sponsorship with Pinkett Ford. Those guys racking up a ton of different trophies this season. Luton Motorsports doing a great job with the Pinkett Ford logo on the side of their snowmobile. So a big shout out for them. You can check out Pinkett Ford on Twitter as well. On behind the scenes on the Twitter page with Pinkett Ford. A lot of great giveaways. So head on down in the description, click the link, head on over to PinkettFord.org. And just like that, we're going to go back green flag racing once again here tonight from Richmond International Raceway. Going to be a short track shootout for the Stage 1 win. Who's going to take that top spot away? Will Jaden Gimble continue to lead this field, or will he somehow get caught out on this latest restart? He will have control. He will take that inside lane. Once again, Matthew Baker and Joel Connolly, 2nd and 3rd. Brandon Key, Christopher Whitaker rounding out your top 5, waiting for the restart box, and on the gas once again goes that 81 of Gimbal in green. Flag fly. Down into the corner, everybody jockeying for position as they know time is running out. Back in the back, Charles Urick trying to make up some ground. Glenn Grimm utilizing the high side, trying to make a run to the front. Nothing happened in battle for second. At the front of this field, Baker has Connolly all over him as Gimbal begins to step away. Just 6 laps remaining here in stage number 1. A little bit of a stack up there as Baker is slow off of turn number 2. That's going to stack the field up just a little bit. Now Brendan Key's going to look to the inside of Connolly. Connolly stuck on the high lane. Looks like the 60 will drop the position. Key and Connolly going at it. He's liking what he's seeing in his rearview mirror. Gimbal seeing Baker begin to fade into the distance in a battle right behind them. Brendan Key looks to take that bottom lane and looks to utilize it to his advantage, and he'll snatch third away with just 4 laps remaining here in stage 1. Whoa, Brandon Key with a big moment. Car snapping loose. Late exit there in turn number 2. Big moment there from Key. Luckily, he was able to catch the car and didn't end up needing the catch fence. That was going to be another big-time solid lick here tonight. Still battling for that 3rd and 4th position as Connolly and Key side by side. Still, we've now only got 2 laps remaining here in stage number 1. All of the points matter. Every little bit that you can get will matter by the end of this season. But Gimbal, he doesn't have to worry about much. The man at the front of this field looks to take the stage win here tonight from Richmond. Stage number 1 will now come to an end. In Backtrack Side Live once again, as we've got a little bit of a strategy play at the front of this field. Charles Urick, who came to pit road under one of our previous cautions, stayed out here. He's taken over the race lead. That's going to give us our 2nd lead change. 3 different leaders here tonight. Caution number 5 comes out to signal the end of stage number 1. The man lined up right behind him on track, the 81 of Jaden Gimbal, walks away with that stage win. We do want to apologize, had a little bit of a technical glitch there towards the end of stage number 1, but we watched and we seen Gimbal cross the line and take that stage win. Drivers are going to make their way off of turn 2 and down the backstretch into turn number 3, and they'll receive the 1 to go this time around. Will we see Urick take that inside lane that has been so dominant for Gimbal on these restarts? Or will the old tires factor in for that 76 at the top of the speedway? And it looks like he is going to keep it on the high side. Urich, is this a gamble? Not sure if it's a gamble, not sure if it's going to pay off. But he's going to try it out anyway. A little bit of house cleaning here at the end of stage number 1, getting ready to fire things off for stage number 2. 31 drivers took to the starting grid. Unfortunately, 3 drivers with mechanical issues already down and out of tonight's race. Joey McKinney, Cody McKinney, and Darryl Calder all out of tonight's race as we get ready to fire it off once again. And here we go. Green flag flies for the first time in stage 2. And just like that, Jaden Gimbel going to take over the top spot. Once again, those fresh tires, no match for the almost 30-lap old tires that Urich has on the high side right now. Urich is going to be hard-pressed to keep that thing inside the top 10 here. I would expect to see him fall somewhere around 15th with very, very old tires. Ooh, little bit of a mix-up there. I believe that was the 7 of Tyler Gentry, a little bit sideways. Coming off the corner exit and through the back stretch. We'll jump around the track just a little, trying to bring you some more of the battles as we've got the fastest time of the race set last time around by your race leader, Jaden Gimbel, going to run a 22:56. Oh, contact, and around goes Matthew Baker. We stay green flag as Baker, sideways moment, somehow has saved it, and I think we see how he saved it. Pancaking that left side. The driver, oh, and there goes the 60 up the track. Joe Connolly way up the track in contact with the outside wall. We've got all sorts of action to hear on lap 49 out of the 200 scheduled in tonight's Capital One 200. The Pinkett Ford Cup Series. You know, race fans side by, oh my gosh, and the 12 of Randy Henshaw destroys the machine. Stuck on that outside wall, big melee now, 2-3 more drivers involved. Chris Whitaker involved in this one. A handful of other drivers. Let's go back and see what happened here with Whitaker on board now with that 88 machine. Down in the corner, just gets super loose, tries to run it up the track. Just, and there's, oh my gosh, pinball action here for Whitaker. That's going to be tough. Let's take a look here from Adam Wood's vantage point. Ooh, tough right there. You see the 12 into the outside wall, and then nowhere to go. Around the corner, abrupt stop. And big time lick there for that 45. And that'll put us under caution once again. We'll head back with your race leader, Jaden Gimbel, who leads this field now a quarter of the way through tonight's race. One stage already in the bag. Tough night here for a handful of drivers. Look for that 12 machine to be on pit road for quite an extended stay. Adam Wood also going to be on pit road for quite some time. Four drivers involved in our latest on-track incident, bringing out the caution flag for the 6th time here tonight from Richmond International Raceway in the Capital One 200, brought to you by the Pinkett Ford Cup Series in the International Virtual Racing League. And as we find ourselves with a little bit of a lull in the action, I do want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for tuning in here tonight. If you're just joining us, welcome. How you doing? How you feeling? Glad you could come in and enjoy some great racing action here tonight from the International Virtual Racing League's Pinkett Ford Cup Series. The Capital One 200 well underway. We've still got about 145 plus laps to go before we crown a race winner here tonight. So if you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation. Let them know you like and enjoy what they do week in, week out, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell. Now, over there on the right-hand side of the screen, get notified anytime we go live here with the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, David the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Jaden Gimbel leads this field, walks away with the stage win. And right now, walking away in that laps led department. Took over the race lead about 7 or 8 laps into tonight's race. Only gave it up for a handful of laps with a strategy play by the 76 of Charles Urich. And with these quick cautions, Urich has thought better of it with the tire strategy. He's come down to pit road, put 4 fresh Goodyears on it. Look for Urich to try to make his way up through the field from 14th. And well, just like that, tell you what, why don't we get a little closer to the track? Gonna get ready for the restart once again, this time by inside lane, chosen by your control car, your race leader, your points leader, the 81. It's the restart line. Wait for it. Here we go. And green flag flies as Gimbel nails the loud pedal. And off we go to turn 1. Side-by-side action. How about the recovery for Ryan Farrell? Had a little bit of trouble early in tonight's race in that Whiskey River 43 machine, but look at him hanging it to the high side now, looking to pass Brendan Key for that second position. Farrell has turned his night around. A little further back through the field, we want to go back to the man and walk away with your pole position here tonight in some traffic. John Freeman in the 42 machine. There you see him. Heavy damage sustained earlier here tonight, and caution flag flies. John Tiller looks to be involved in this latest one. The 77 machine with some trouble, slow on the track, and it looks like the 60 of Joel Connolly may have been caught up involved. Tommy Schaefer, once again, that 29 has more trouble. And he just seems to have a target on his back here tonight. Let's go check the latest replay. 29 down at the bottom of the track and right up into the side of the 77. Connolly down at the bottom, I believe that was. Let's take one more look at it here. The 77 just kind of minding his business at the top of the track. The 29 goes 3 wide at the bottom and right up into the left rear quarter of the 77 of Tiller, and that brought Tiller right around. Connolly gets involved. Tommy Schaefer catching a piece of this one as well. Once again, as we mentioned moments ago, Schaefer, if there's been one, they have found a way to put him in one. Schaefer with big trouble here tonight. As you see John Tiller, trouble compounded as he misses his pit box. Wanted to bring it to the action on pit road for just a brief moment there because we heard it on the radio. No brakes coming into the pit box. And unfortunately for Tiller, he will slide through the box and have to put it in reverse and back up a little bit before they're allowed to start working on that machine. That is going to bring a handful of drivers to pit road with no damage. Looking for a strategy play here. And as we heard our Grand Marshal say it, there's going to be strategy. There's going to be so many different strategies, it's going to be hard to keep up with the different scenarios that are possible. We haven't even seen a true green flag fuel run yet, so who knows how far these drivers can really take these next-gen machines. It is a new car, new package, all in effect here tonight at Richmond International Raceway, so nobody really knows how far these drivers can make it on a tank of fuel. I would expect everybody to stay out here for the rest of this stage that's at the front of this field. We've only got 20 laps remaining here in stage number 2 before we set ourselves up for the big, long final run to the checkered flag. But that's where that fuel strategy, I think, is going to come into play. That final run, if we can get those long green flag runs to begin to play into effect, what do you do? When do you come to pit road? Do you break it into a 2-stop? Do you break it into a 3? How many tires are you willing to keep in your box? We've seen rashes of caution, so just small, about 15 to 20 lap segments here before we see another caution flag fly. So will that come into play into some of these crew chiefs' strategy decisions? Do they elect to wait until they feel most of the field is going to come down pit road? That way they're not giving up that track position that's going to be so hard to get with quick successive cautions like that. It's going to be hard to make your way up through the field, and if you are making headway through the field, that means you're slicing and dicing, and you may end up in the wrong end of a race move, a close race move. So a lot of different things still to play out here tonight. Lap number 62 on the board, 63 when we cross the line to start the race once again. Just like that, on the gas, and green flag flies as the boss man in the flag stand waves the green flag. Gimbal gets off to another good start. Ryan Farrell and Brandon Key continue to battle for second. Event check right there in that 23 Toyota Camry. He is your highest running Toyota driver in this field, sitting in the 4th position. Ooh, boy, and contact in front of the 42. More contact. I don't know. Oh, my gosh, and around goes the 24. And caution flag is going to fly. Nick Goebel. And that Exalta 24-0 tries to get it gassed up, and he goes back around once again. Goebel with some trouble this time around down the backstretch. Let's go to the replay. There's the contact between the 24 and I believe, more contact with the 44, and that spins the 24 back around again. I don't know if they're playing Bop 'em buddies or not, but both of those boys getting involved, entangling with each other, and, well, bearing the brunt of that battle is the 24 of Goebel, as he's going to lose a ton of track position. He's going to lose a ton of aero with a lot of damage on that 24 machine. And now Jim Ott looks like he may pick up a handful of positions because of the contact, and drivers heading down pit road. We're going to jump back to the front of the field with your race leader before we catch a quick commercial break. Let's go pay a few bills. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
And back trackside as the drivers receive the one to go. Jaden Gimbel on the cusp of beginning to claim the most laps led here. He's got to lead another, I believe it is about 17 more laps, and he will secure the most laps led here tonight in the Capital One 200 in the Pinkett Ford Cup Series. Avoiding our latest incident, the 42 of John Freeman, your pole sitter, slowly making his way back up through the field. Freeman will restart inside the top 10. And we will get ready to fire things off once again here tonight. Pace car down and away out of turn number 4. To the restart box and on the gas. Green flag flies once again. Lap number 70 now goes on the board. Up high above the track here, watching from a little bit of a higher vantage point, trying to catch a little bit more of the action here as drivers continue to battle. And how about that? The man moving through the field right now, that 23 machine, he's up 16 positions from where he started tonight's race. Solid night, solid performance by Charles Van Schneck right there in the 23 Toyota Camry. He is your highest running Toyota driver. He's got Wesley Jeanette and Tyler Gentry, John Freeman battling right behind them. Let's go back, check out of this Hornet's Nest right outside of your top 5, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. All going at it. All nose to tail. Jockeying for position. Can the 7 Cub Cadet keep the positions from the 6 of Montgomery, who looks to the inside? Montgomery's going to grab a position away from Urich as Urich struggles on the high line. Jump around the racetrack just a little bit more. What do you say, race fans? Trying to bring you some more of the action here. Let's go up to one of our turn 3 drone cams high above the track here tonight, catching all of the action from up above, trying to give us a little bit of a bird's eye view here at Richmond International Raceway in the Capital One 200. Top 3 driver. Oh, and there goes the 8 of Brandon Key. Big slide sideways and more trouble behind him. And caution flag flies. Caution once again here on the racetrack. We're going to jump back up front with your race leader. And oh my, Tommy Schaefer involved yet again here tonight. Schaefer, just Richmond and Schaefer just not going well with each other. Let's check the replay here. Schaefer down on the bottom of the racetrack. Oh, and it looks like none of his fault much right there. Not much he could do about that. The 5 super loose on the outside lane, comes down, clips the right rear. Mark Snyder catches the 29 and sends him in the catch fence. So caution flag flies for the 9th time here tonight. We've got a handful of drivers down to pit road. We've got a handful of drivers with some strategy plays here. How about Wesley Johnson? Johnson gonna stay out, and he's gonna give us another lead change at the front of this field. We've now got 4 different race leaders, 4 lead changes here tonight from Richmond International Raceway as we get set for a short run to the end of stage number 2. Race fans, remember, stage 2 will come to conclusion at lap number 80, so less than 5 laps to go here in stage number 2. In Richmond, one of these tough tracks. I know we've had a rash of cautions here tonight, but Richmond, a very tough track, very brutal on the corner entries, especially under braking. If you're trail braking and you miss your point, you're going to be a little bit sideways, a little bit loose through the corners, and laying the power down here at Richmond is a little tricky. You almost have to treat it like a road course. You got to squeeze that throttle down. You can't just hammer down like you would at some of these corner exits, say such as Michigan, where you're really not even lifting out of the gas, or maybe even Charlotte Motor Speedway, where you can get back to the gas and back to the gas hard. Here at Richmond, that's going to find you with a loose end. The tail end will get pretty happy back there, and you'll find yourself trying to chase after the car. So, with a tough track, a slick, hot, tough track, and then these new cars all being rolled up in one, drivers learning these machines as they go, what the giving point is, and where the overstepping point is. And it's been a tough go for multiple drivers here at Richmond, but we've had familiar faces at the front all night long. Jaden Gimble breaks back into the top 5 after stopping for fresh tires back on lap number 75, and it looks like this may be the end of the stage. Trying to see if we can get confirmation from race control, and it looks like we're going to have to wait to see if we get that quick caution here at the end of the stage, or if the stage has already been called. Inside line for the first time as your race leader in the Swift Home Builder 74 machine, Wesley Jeanette will lead the field back to green with your pole sitter. Just to his outside, John Freeman has made his way back to the front. Here we go, race fans, off of turn number 4 into the restart box, and green flag flies here at Richmond. Good restart there for the 74. He's able to break away from this field, and off of turn number 2, he'll yard the field into turn number 3. Gimble with a little bit of an advantage right now over John Freeman, who still sits in third. Matthew Baker back and forth with Brendan Key rounding out your top 5, and we have got official confirmation and word that was the stage break. And I believe the stage win will go to that 81 of Jaden Gimble, as he came to pit road when they called that the end of the stage, in battle for the top spot, looking to the inside on much fresher tires. Not going to be much of a battle at all, and Gimble goes to the point. Gonna jump around the track here to see if we can bring you a little bit more action here. 22 of Chad Hitchcock running well here tonight inside of the top 10. The 22 machine sits in 7th position, up 16 spots from where he started tonight's race, in front of the 23 as well as the 60 of Joel Connolly, who's starting to make some headway after being involved in multiple different incidents. Tyler Browner, no, we've got one almost around. They're somehow able to save the car, and that's what we were talking about, race fans. You got to be easy on that throttle. Easy on that throttle. Coming out of these corners, you've seen just how quickly these machines will step sideways. You can see Conley fighting a loose car out of the corner exit. We haven't checked in on it in a long time. Why don't we go check what that weather report is? And track cooling right now. Little bit of cloud cover rolling in as we've got 2 and 3 wide across the line, back up near the front, inside the top 5. We'll head back and watch that 7 machine of Tyler Gentry try to take a position. We've got 2 and 3 wide back through the field. Right around the 17th position, Nick Goebel, Tyler Brown, Jim Ott all running with each other. There you can see that 12 of Randy Henshaw, wounded machine here tonight, just out there logging laps. The 12 sits back in 24th. Will this be the point in tonight's race that we see these long green flag runs begin to take place? Gimbel out to the biggest advantage we've seen all night. 1.5 second advantage now over Brandon Key, as Wesley Jeanette, with much older tires, has managed to keep himself in that third position. John Freeman also on much older tires, last to pit road on lap number 41, and Freeman is somehow finding a way to make it work right now. Let's jump up here with your pole sitter, that 42 of John Freeman. Running right here in the fourth position, he's got Wesley Jeanette in front and Matthew Baker right behind, and the 23 has trouble and goes around. Caution. Flag flies for the 10th time here tonight from Richmond. Let's go back. Let's see if we can't see what happened here when that 23 of Charles Vanstick right there. The 23 Toyota driver, we're looking through the camera angles here, and it doesn't. Oh, there he goes on the backstretch. Let's take one more look at it here. Different vantage point. Let's see if we can't catch that action. And for some reason, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to bring that one to you. So unfortunately, we'll head back to the front with your race leader live once again. Jaden Gimbel in control of tonight's Capital One 200. Gimbel, Key, Baker, Gentry, and Urich round out your top five. Connolly, Farrell, Montgomery, Eric Hegnell right there in that 70 machine, rounding out your top 10. Freeman to pit road will lead the parade of drivers that came to pit road off of pit road and back onto the track. Maxwell Castro, John Tiller, Nick Goebel, Ryan Henshaw, Wesley Jeanette all file out of pit road. Glenn Grimm will follow them off in 17th. You know, race fans, it's getting down to that time. You know, we're right at the halfway point. Drivers, you pretty much know what you got in your car. Your crew chief pretty much knows what he can do to give you any help. And he's going to have to give it to you one time. He's going to have to hit it right this next time we see drivers to pit road, whether it be a green flag pit stop or another caution flag here tonight. Next stop for these drivers, I believe, is going to be the last chance to dial these machines in and really give yourself a chance to walk away with a good gap and possibly a checkered flag. Whatever they've done down in that 81 Cruise pit box last time he was on the pit road, he fired off well on the restart and took the biggest advantage that we've seen all night here tonight. So it looks like whatever they've been doing, slowly but surely, the track has been coming to him. Jaden Gimbel on the cusp of walking away with the most laps led here tonight. And can Gimbel do it? Can he be the first back-to-back race winner? Unfortunately, that's not going to happen because Ryan Farrell went to victory lane last week at Circuit of the Americas. That's right, we were at COTA, turning left and right for the first time this season. We've got another 5 road courses in this 36-week-long season. The drivers afforded the opportunity to have some bad races and still point their way into the championship. And that's why you see these drivers that are wounded out there still trying to put down as many laps as possible, gain as many points as they can throughout the night as the iRacing pace car ducks off. We'll get ready to fire things off once again. Double file at the front of this field. Gimbal waits this time and on the gas now. Green flag flies. Once again here in the Capital One 200 for the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series. Pinkett Ford. .org sponsoring this season here with the International Virtual Racing League. Great organization. You can find the information down there in the description. Click the link. Head on right over to their website. Check out some of the inspiring stories involved with these great women that run the Pinkett Ford organization. Pinkett Ford, providing hope and empowerment by enriching the lives of those affected by breast cancer. We all know somebody that has been affected somewhere along the lines. It's touched my family personally. My mother-in-law beating the battle with breast cancer a few years back. And if it wasn't for the support systems that she found, I think it would have been a lot rougher of a go at it for her and the rest of the family. So it's organizations like Pinkett Ford that make it possible for some individuals to overcome and overpower this very rough, tough disease that is breast cancer. So if you're looking to help out a great cause and a great organization, scroll on down in the description, click the link, and head on over to pinkettford.org. Meanwhile, on the track, let's jump around, bring you some racing action. What do you say? Gonna jump back here, go around the track as everybody makes their way off of turn number 2. One driver way up the track. I believe that was the 77 of John Tiller. John Conley right there involved in a battle with Chad Hitchcock. That's going to be 8th and 9th on the speedway. We've almost got a conveyor belt of cars around here. This 3/4 of a mile racetrack nestled in the capital of Virginia, right here in Richmond. Great racing action all the time at Richmond International Raceway, and we are watching another fine one here tonight. As drivers cross the line, lap 100 goes on the board. We cross the halfway point here tonight. Jump back up through the field with the drivers battling for position. Joel Connolly, how about this battle going on? Matthew Montgomery, Wesley Jeanette, and Glenn Grimm all involved in this battle for position. Nick Goebel in the 24, you seen him had trouble earlier here tonight. Fortunate enough, his crew was able to fix up the machine for him to head to the front. And he's grabbed a handful of positions. Goebel knocking on the door of a top 10. As we've got a side-by-side battle between the 26 of Matthew Baker and John Freeman. They all sorted that out. Joel Connolly was just up in that mix as well. Goebel and Jeanette going at it. Wesley Jeanette in the 74 machine. He's going to take that position away. The 74 moves to 12. Joel Connolly, Max Castro still going at it with each other. How about Glenn Grimm looking to the inside in that 08 machine, looking for position on Goebel. The 24 Exalta sponsored machine powered by that Chevy engine under the hood. Goebel's had some trouble, but still running solidly inside of the top 15. He's going to have some more company because here comes the fastest Toyota in the field. The only Toyota still left on track. Charles Van Schack right there in the 15th position. Jump around the track just a little bit once again here. Let's go back to this battle that's starting to pick up. How about that 28-6 machine? I believe that is the 20. Oh my goodness, and Connolly, big moment. And the 26 of Baker will take that position away. A little bit of damage on the right side of that 26. Couldn't Couldn't quite make out if that was a 6 or an 8, but Matthew Baker indeed in that 26 Chevy Z01 Camaro will slide into the 9th position. 8th position, I apologize. Tyler Gentry and Maxwell Castro going at it. Castro to the bottom of the racetrack, hugging that yellow line, and he'll snatch that spot away from Gentry as the 7 falls to 7th. A little further up, what do you say we run up here to this battle that's beginning to brew? Ryan Farrell's going to have himself some company very, very shortly. Your pole sitter John Freeman sitting back in that 5th position, slowly making his way up through the field. He's going to be on the rear deck lid very soon of the 43 of Ryan Farrell. Let's go back and take a look off of the tail end of that 43 Whiskey River Machine piloted by Farrell. Oh, a little bit of a tail slap right there coming off of turn 2 as you see Farrell trying to put down the gas. And here comes Freeman. Oh, and out of the gas big time is Ryan Farrell. Big mistake here. That's going to open up the door. That's going to open the door to the inside. Not quite able to get there is the 42 of Freeman. Freeman to have to stay right behind him and still try to track him down. Play the Jaws music because here it comes. Here he is. Freeman looks for 4th. Connolly and Baker continue that battle right around that 9th and 10th position. More battles to be had. Chad Hitchcock and Charles Van Schack right there going at it. Cars 23 and car 22 going at it for that 15th position right now. It belongs to the fast forward of Chad Hitchcock. Chevy dominated field here tonight, not just at the front, but through the entire field. We've only got 3 Fords show up here tonight at Richmond, and 2 of them, unfortunately, with some mechanical failures out of the race very early. 2 Toyotas, 1 of them out of the race as well. The 45 of Adam Wood will retire the car back in 28th, and we've got another caution on the track, 11th caution of the night now, as Matthew Montgomery has some trouble. The 26 with some problems. Let's go back. Let's check the replay. Let's see if we can't find what happened with Matthew Montgomery. There you see the 6 machine. Everything looks good. And oh, car just drifts out. And we've seen this one. We've seen that one play out at least 2 other times. Oh, boy. Ooh, that could have ended up a lot worse for a handful of drivers. We've seen that scene play out multiple times here tonight as drivers all to pit road. Everybody at the front of the field will head to pit road for service and tires. So as these drivers bring the machines to the attention of the crew, we're going to step away for a brief commercial break, pay our last few bills. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. and back trackside as the field gets the one finger wave. That's right. Pace car lights will go off. And the Swift Home Buyers sponsored 77 of John Tiller takes the race lead for the first time here tonight. That's going to give us our 5th different race leader. 7 different lead changes, 11 caution flags on the evening here tonight in the Capital One 200 for the Pinkett Ford Cup Series. Drivers through turns 3 and 4, taking a look up at the track as they get set to fire things off once again in the restart box, and green flag flies. Once again, here from Richmond International Raceway, we'll let these drivers get a lap in and then pull that timing and scoring down for you. Here comes Jaden Gimble looking back to the inside. He's going to look for the top spot, and he's going to snatch it away with a fair amount of ease. The 8 of Brandon Key going to go to the bottom of the racetrack. And oh, the 43 of Ryan Farrell. 48, I apologize, of Maxwell Castro. Pin behind the much older tires with the 77 of John Tiller to his inside. The 48 will look to the bottom of the racetrack and make his way around 2, 3 wide as they enter turn 1. Contact in the 7 of Gentry goes up the track. And that's going to bring another caution flag out here tonight. The 60 of Connolly looked like there was contact between Connolly and Gentry straight up the track and into the outside wall. Big trouble here at Richmond. We'll take a look around the track as we are under caution here for the 12th time from Richmond International Raceway. Take a look at the boss man in the flag stand getting a workout there. His right arm going to be big and buff by the time this one's done. Pace car going to need an oil change here tonight. 120 laps now on the board. Out of the 200 scheduled in tonight's official race distance, we've got 80 to go here tonight at Richmond, and we should slowly see that sun begin to fade. Take a look from the spotter stand here as well. A great camera shot being brought to you by the guys and girls back at the Turn 3 headquarters. Take a look at your race leader behind the pace car. You want to get a good shot. Here you go. Drivers will make their way across the start-finish line. We will see the one to go next time around. Race leader Jaden Gimble with the most laps led now secured here tonight. He can focus in on snatching the big payday, and that's the race win in the hardware down in Victory Lane. Will we see the 81 park it in Victory Lane? Field receiving the one to go this time around, and we will get set to fire things back off here at Richmond Raceway in the Capital One 200, right here in the Pinkett Ford Cup Series with the International Virtual Racing League. The #1 racing simulator, that's right, iRacing.com. Familiar faces at the front for this latest restart. Jaden Gimbel will start inside row number 1. Your control car, once again, Brandon Key just to his outside. Ryan Farrell back in third, and Maxwell Castro on the gas. Great restart for Castro. He'll go from fourth, knocking on the door for second. He's going to have that second position off of turn 2. No big run by Key on the outside. Brandon Key will fight back. Close action there through 3 and 4. And Jaden Gimbel liking what he sees in his rear view mirror. And oh, now Farrell has some trouble. Ryan Farrell with a little bit of trouble. That's going to give that third position to Maxwell Castro without any troubles. And oh, here we go. Tough racing action now for those final spots inside those podium positions. We'll get that timing and scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. Fastest lap of the race turned in that time around by your new race leader, Maxwell Castro. And where did the 81 go? Trouble now strikes the fast man all night. The 81 of Jaden Gimbel with some trouble. Let's see if we can check the replay. Leading the race, Gimbel goes down into turn 1, gets super loose, and the right side just eats that safer barrier. Big time trouble there. More drivers splitting the wreck after the fact. And the 81 of Gimbel, he's going to have a hard fought task on his hands from here on out. He's going to have to make his way back through the field and back to the front with a damaged machine. With right about 68 or so laps to go when we get back to the green flag. And I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be enough time. Gimbel's going to fall back outside of the top 20, somewhere around that 19th to 21st position here, depending on how extensive this damage is and how long he's got to stay on pit road. And already losing one lap is that 81 of Jaden Gimbel. He's going to need some help from a caution flag just to get himself back on the lead lap, let alone back to the front of this field. Big time trouble for the driver with the fastest lap. He walked away with the stage wins. He's walking away with the most laps led here. Unfortunately, tonight he's not going to have a shot at walking away with that race win with the checkered flag. Jaden Gimbel with trouble, still on pit road. And I believe that's going to put Gimbel a second lap down here tonight. That is what you don't want. That is what you don't need this late in the race. And indeed, he is going to fall a second lap down. Drivers will get the one finger wave this time around. The boss man to the flag stand will get ready to fire things off once again for the sold out packed house here for the Capital One 200 in the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series. And a little bit more cleanup needed out there on the track, so we're going to go around for at least one more circuit before we get the one to go. Matthew Montgomery, Jim Ott, Tommy Schaefer, Ryan Henshaw, Jaden Gimbel, Tyler Gentry, Randy Henshaw, all still down on pit road, all still trying to fix up their machines. Just about 70 laps remaining here from Richmond. And a long uphill battle for a lot of drivers now as we go on board with your race leader, Maxwell Castro, right there leading this race up 15 positions from where he started tonight. Can Maxwell shock the world and walk away with a race win in his first appearance? We'll have to wait to see if he can get the job done. Like we said, a very long way to go here tonight. Drivers going to really have to start eyeballing their tire strategies. Their fuel strategies as well may come into play. And here we go, race fans. We're going to get this thing cranked back up and fired off once again. Drivers making their way now through 3 and 4. Double file, pace car off the track. We're ready to go back. Green flag racing once again here in the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series. As green flag flies, these drivers bring the machines back to life and tear back down into turn number 1. Close side-by-side action now between Charles Urich and Joel Connolly. They'll go at it. Little bit of a wiggle by both of those machines. Back second and third, hard contested battle right here. 3 drivers all under a blanket, and we've got one around the 8. The 08, I apologize. Looks like he may have had some trouble. Glenn Grimm on the high side of the track. He's had some trouble. Looks like may have been moved out of the way. I tell you what, let's not speculate. Let's check the Pinkett Ford replay. And a little bit of help down into the corner. The 8 machine catches a little bit of the apron, a little bit of wiggle, and it was just enough to get him into the left rear quarter of that 08 machine. And now Glenn Grimm, he's going to have an uphill battle on his hands to get back to the front of this field. Grimm, although in 17th, he's still up 11 positions from where he started from. So still a good turnaround from his qualifying efforts. But a little bit worse for the wear from where he was running inside of your top 10. And how about Tommy Schaefer? We cannot say enough about this man right here, snatching the lucky dog position, making his way around the track. Schaefer involved in a ton of chaos very early here tonight. None of his doing at all, just a victim of unlucky circumstances here tonight. Schaefer with heavy damage, but gets one of his 2 laps back. Schaefer now listed as the one and only driver, 1 lap down, sitting back in the 19th position. Man, and if you're Schaefer, you're liking the trends. You're saying, you know what, let's get ourselves another quick caution here, get myself back onto the lead lap, and then let's let this thing ride on out. And maybe I can ride on off in the sunset with a solid top 15, possibly a top 10. Have to wait to see how it all goes. Man at the front of the field, still leading tonight's race with a little bit of strategy. Maxwell Castro has taken that top spot. He will be your race leader in your control car for the second restart in a row. Which way does he go next time around? Does he elect to take that inside lane? Or does he gamble and go to the top side? We've seen that top side fire off, but just not able to keep pace that inside lane is able to keep. So it's going to be interesting to see which lane this 48 chooses. And where does Urich go? What do you do if you're Charles Urich and he takes that inside lane? Do you go ahead and take the inside lane as well? Hopefully you can keep yourself in that second position. Or do you take the outside lane? And our question is going to be answered right there You're going to keep it on the high side and have to have a great restart not to lose any positions or ground. We've seen it catch a few drivers out here starting from that outside pole position. I don't know. I mean, it's still we've got, what is this, 64 laps or so remaining here tonight. So still a long way to go. We could see that long green flag run come into play. Which one of these drivers still have tires? And who's used them up already? I don't know, but we fix it to find out. And on the gas, green flag flies as Castro nails the loud pedal. Field will skate and scream down the front stretch into turn number 1. Castro with a little bit of advantage. Oh, Connolly almost in to the side of Urich. Oh, and there it is. Urich moved out of the way. Urich way up at the top of the racetrack, and he's got some big trouble. You can see that 76 machine back there trying to get the car turned around. Let's go back and check this replay. There's the close exit coming off of turn 2. Back down to the bottom, and there's the contact. Left just enough of the door open for Connolly to stick the nose in there. In contact and hiding behind the Sunoco sign. The 76 going to have to rip it around and get this thing fired back up and back near the front of the field. We'll jump to the front with your race leader once again, Maxwell Castro. He's liking what he sees here. The more we have these problems, the longer he's going to be able to keep it out front, the longer he's going to be able to keep these tires a little bit fresher. And he's going to have less laps to have to battle these drivers. That's another important aspect. He's not going to have to worry about battling as much. And here goes the 29 back around. Schaefer has found a way back onto the lead lap in the 19th position now. Job well done. Way to keep your head down and your elbows up. The 29 of Schaefer overcoming, persevering a ton of stacked odds here tonight. That's what determination is all about, race fans. When you just put your head down and you say, you know what, we're going to make the best out of this thing. We're going to gain some spots and we're going to get a good finish. And here we go. Tommy Schaefer, who was 2 laps down moments ago, now has an outside fighting chance at a solid top 10 finish here. Schaefer back onto the lead lap, sitting in, I believe he's going to end up being in the 19th position. Tail end of the field for the restart, receiving that lucky dog, but he's going to have that 19th position and a lot of cars to pass in front of him. Will we see Schaefer crack that top 10 once again? Will we see Jaden Gimbel even remotely have a chance to get back on the lead lap? Gimbel sitting now as the 4th driver down in line, and he is off track. It looks like the 81 has pulled it behind the wall, and we're hearing engine failure after the contact, and Gimbel will fall through this running order. Tough late race breaking news. Jaden Gimbel, your dominating car here tonight at Richmond International Raceway, leading the most laps, snatching both Stage 1 and the Stage 2 win. No longer going to be a factor. You got to wonder if that's going to fuel the fire for any of these drivers in this field. Look to the outside of your race leader. The 42 of John Freeman, who was fast enough in qualifying to put it on the pole position, has made his way back to outside row number 1 for this restart. Can the 42 get fired up? Off of turn number 4, and here we go. Green flag flies. Once again, Castro on the gas. He's going to drop to the bottom of the racetrack, hug that yellow line. And Freeman with a good start. Doesn't give Jeanette a chance to grab that second position away. Jeanette restarted in third and will stay in third. And already look at the speed disparity at the front of this field. Castro walking away from Freeman, and we've got another quick caution, and Tommy Schaefer involved in this one once again. Let's go back. Let's check this latest replay here. Let's see what happened with the 29. Oh, Jim Ott just sails it down into the corner from a long way back and caught the tail end of the 29. And now the 29 goes back around. He's got a little more damage now to add on to the list of things that need to be fixed. Cut off the car and just thrown away at this point in time. Schaefer in trouble once again here at Richmond. Almost at the 3/4 of the ways through tonight's race here. 147 laps now on the board out of the 200 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. We are closing in on just 50 laps to go. Whew, that was a close-up right there if I ever seen one, huh? With just 50 laps to go, as we said, I mean, yet if it wasn't go time already for a handful of these drivers, watch out, because it's fixing to be go time now. Less than a fuel tank left to go here tonight. Who's willing to do what it takes? Who's willing to put the driver in front? Who's willing to maybe give a little bit of a door bang? We'll have to wait to see if anybody rubs some sheet metal. I think we're going to see some more crinkled up fenders by the end of tonight's Capital One 200 right here in the International Virtual Racing League's Pink It Forward Cup Series. Drivers single file behind the pace cars. We get ready to go back. Green flag racing right here from Richmond International Raceway. Keep in mind, race fans, great racing action coming up here in the next handful of weeks. Next week, we'll head to the Paperclip right here in Virginia for the Virginia's for Lovers 200 at Martinsville Speedway. Then that's right, it's Bristol, baby. But it's Bristol on dirt. These drivers going to go dirt track racing in these next-gen machines at Bristol in 2 weeks. And then it's the big boy, the granddaddy of them all in the super speedway columns. We'll head to Talladega Super Speedway in 3 short weeks. But first, we're going to have to work our way through 50 more laps. And we're going to crown a race winner here tonight from Richmond International Raceway in the Pink It Forward Cup Series. Drivers already across the start-finish line, choosing which line they want to restart in. And once again, Maxwell Castro to the bottom of the track. Freeman will take the top. We'll head off into the restart box, and once again on the gas, here we go. Green flag flies at Richmond. A good start again on that outside lane for John Freeman. He'll put Wesley Jeanette back in third. No contest for that second position. Tight little battle right here around that fifth spot. How about Nick Goebel? We've seen Goebel involved in multiple on-track incidents here tonight as well, and somehow he has fought his way back into a top 5 position. How about Ryan Farrell, who's going to take the spot away from Goebel? As now Matthew Baker closes in right in on the tail end of that Exalta 24 Pepsi machine of Nick Goebel. As we said, Goebel with some trouble earlier here tonight. Ryan Farrell also with trouble here tonight. And how about this new fast lap on the night? Whoa, drift car, baby. Ooh, wee. This was Rally Cross, or maybe, oh boy, Contact 17 coming in hot. If this was Rally X, that might have worked out for the 24, and more Contact, and he's going to get punted through the infield, trying to keep the car saved, and he's going to lock it up and lose it on the apron down there in the infield. We somehow stay green flag racing. He gets the car turned around, headed in the right direction. We stay green flag racing, as now your race leaders are coming right on his rear bumper right here. Ooh, it's going to be a hard battle here now, as Nick Goebel going to have to try to keep himself on the lead lap. John Freeman, your pole sitter, recovering well here tonight. Freeman still sitting back in that second spot. Wesley Jeanette sitting in third. Brandon Key and Matthew Baker round out your top 5. Lap machine coming into play, the 24 with some struggles here. He's going to fall in line right behind Castro and put a little bit of a buffer zone in between him and John Freeman. Freeman going to have to find a way around here. Astro, one of the drivers that was making headway all night long here, looks like he really just needed to get to that clean air. The 48, almost no visible contact, no visible crinkles or anything in his Chevy ZL1 Camaro, and that fresh air, that clean air, doing big things right now for Castro as he is walking away from John Freeman. Wesley Jeanette all but out of this picture right now, running in that third position, and we've got drivers struggling some more here tonight. There you can see Ryan Hinshaw, the 27 machine. He's had some better days, some better laps, and he finds himself going one more lap down here tonight. Ryan Freeman trying to get his way back to the top spot, trying to run down Castro and have a look for the race lead. Let's go back to 3-car battle right here, 7th, 8th, 9th on the speedway. Ryan Farrell, Matthew Montgomery, and Joel Conley all battle for position on the track just outside of your top 5. It's going to be a 4-car battle now as the 43 of Ryan Farrell takes the position away from Matthew Montgomery. Joel Connolly and Eric Hegdahl right there in that 70 machine. Hegdahl starts to make his way up through the field just a little bit quicker here. Looks like he was last to pit road way back at lap 112. So he's got pretty old tires out there. Freshest tires on the track right now belong to the 60 of Joel Connolly. Can Connolly do anything with those fresh tires? As you see him trying to look to the outside of Matthew Montgomery. Montgomery going to hold down the yellow line. Whoa, oh boy. Henshaw with trouble once again right in front of some of these lead lap machines. And that's going to put Montgomery and Connolly in a tough position. They're going to give up a ton of time to the drivers they were racing with in front of them. Ryan Farrell scoots away. A lot of victims claimed here tonight at Richmond International Raceway. We started with 31 drivers. We are now down to just 22 on the track with only 16 left on the lead lap. Glenn Grimm listed as the last driver on the lead lap, the 08 who had trouble about 20 or so laps ago, finds himself as the last driver on the lead lap, running in that 16th position, still up 12 spots from where he started, so still a solid night for that 08. He's going to look for a handful more positions before the end of tonight's race, but he's got a big gap to try to make up to grab a position or two. And just like that, Grimm's going to fall off the lead lap. Race leader Maxwell Castro will go around him on the inside. And we've got a battle for the lucky dog position now. Glenn Grimm and Nick Goebel going to go at it for the lucky dog. Jump around the track just a little bit. How about the battle for the spots inside the top 10? What do you say we stay right here? Wesley Jeanette, Brandon Key, Matthew Baker, all third, fourth, fifth on the racetrack, all over each other. Ryan Farrell, he's off in the background, up 21 positions from where he started tonight's race. As we are now down to the witching hour, we've got 30 laps to go here at Richmond. And Brandon Key, a little bit of a slow go at it there, coming through turn number 2. 74 up Jeanette, able to close in big time through that corner. He's going to lose a little ground on the front stretch, though. Matthew Baker all over the tail end of that 74. Baker's looking quick here in these final few laps as well. Does anybody need to come to pit road for fuel? That's the question. Do they need fuel? Does anybody need fuel? I don't expect Joel Connolly to be back to pit road for fuel. He was last on pit road back at lap 141. Both Brandon Key and Matthew Baker on to pit road at lap 127, so they've got much fresher tires than the drivers that they're battling with here. And just like that, Baker goes around and will snatch a position away. Matthew Baker now looking to the high side, looking to grab yet another spot away from the 74 of Wesley Jeanette. And Jeanette going to drop a spot, not just to Baker, but also to Farrell. Different tire strategies at the front of this field. Your top 2 drivers on track, last to pit road at lap 112. Everybody lined up behind them. I should say the next 3 in line to pit road back at lap 127. So about 13 to 15 lap difference on the tires inside of your top 5. Does Castro and Freeman have what it takes to get to the end? There's a big gap separating both of those drivers. Castro with a 1.8 second advantage over John Freeman, who's got himself a 1.5 second advantage over Brandon Key. Key right here in that 8th position. He's starting to step away from Matthew Baker. 1.6 second advantage over Baker. And right now, Farrell, Baker going at it. That is not what they need. They need to get towards the front of this field. But they're going side by side, doing what racers do, and that's race for position. No matter what lap or circumstance, they'll go nose to tail across the line with Farrell in 4th. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching here tonight. If you've been with us all night long, you've been privy to some great racing action right here on one of our most famous, most loved. It's a love-hate relationship here at Richmond International Raceway. Either you love it or it hates you. One of the two. There's no in between. Great racing action all night long here in the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series. If you're just joining us, just tuning in, missing some great racing action, but we've got 21 laps to go here tonight in the first short track of the season here for the International Virtual Racing League's Pinkett Ford Cup Series. Whoa, little bit of contact, more contact. Connolly almost around. They somehow save it. That's gonna really mess up those two drivers. And now Matthew Baker outside of the top 5. Connolly gonna fall back to 10th. And now much different outcome possibly in hand now for that 26. He's gonna have to keep a handful of drivers at bay behind him. There you can see that 70 down to the bottom of the racetrack. Hegdahl going to try to take that position away from Baker. Oh, close right there. It's not going to take very much more for Hegdahl to get there. The 26 of Baker now back to 8th. Let's jump back to the front. The 6 of Montgomery and Wesley Jeanette starting to go at it, starting to heat each other up. There you can see that 76 of Charles Jurek involved in our latest on-track incident. He's somehow made his way back up through the field. Jurek back to 7th. But as we were saying, if you're just now joining us, you're missing some great racing action all night long here. Final 17 laps will not disappoint. I can guarantee you that right here in the Capital One 200 at Richmond International Raceway. Go ahead, if you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation. As always, join us in our continued journey to 3,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. With us, myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're sliding through to say hey, or you're one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, possibly even one of the many sponsors here with the Turn 3 Racing Network and the International Virtual Racing League's PinkandForward.com series. We appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us, and it looks like we've got green flag pit stops. Matthew Montgomery gonna have to come to pit road. What does that mean for this man at the front? Was last to pit road on the same lap as Montgomery. Will Castro have to give up the race lead to come to get fuel? A man in his own zone right now, up 5, almost 6 seconds, as now Ryan Farrell makes his way into the top 5. Those fresh tires back deep in the field. Brandon Key, last to pit road on lap 127. Trying to run down Maxwell Castro, who was on pit road back at lap 112. With just 11 laps remaining, I think Castro has made his bet. I don't think he's going to look to come to pit road unless he absolutely has to. And oh boy, we've got John Freeman and Wesley Jeanette both to pit road this last time around. Oh my goodness, I don't know how Maxwell is stretching this fuel, but the drivers that were to pit road back on lap 127, they've come down to pit road once again. I mean, why not just roll the dice? Why not just try something? You gotta try to do something to keep these drivers out of victory lane. And with a 5.5, make that almost a 6-second advantage. Why not roll the dice? Why not clutch the car? Why not try to coast this thing into victory lane? And not gonna happen. The 48 peels to pit road. Brandon Key now will take over the race lead. Brandon Key back to the point once again. That's going to give us our 9th different lead change of the night here tonight. 5 different race leaders. We've had ourselves 18 caution flags on the night. 2 for stage breaks. The rest all on track incidents. Will we see the final 10 laps stay green flag here as we cross the line? Brandon Key going to give us 7 to go. Brandon Key last to pit road on lap 127. Will he have enough fuel to stretch this thing to the end, or will we see Charles Urich? There you can see him right now, running second on the track. 6, almost 7 seconds back, but he has got the freshest tires inside of your top 5 right now. Urich trying to find a way to get to victory lane. We're going to switch back to your race leader. We'll jump back to some battles if we see any develop right now. No real close battles to speak of on the track. But can the Nichols number 8 of Brandon Key bring this thing home? He's only got a couple more corners, and he is super slow through these corners, so he is giving up a ton of time to save the fuel. Can the Nichols Plumbing sponsored number 8 get to victory lane? Multiple little skirmishes here tonight for Brandon Key. We've seen him go around earlier here tonight in the Capital One 200 for the Pinkett Ford Cup Series. And here he is, end of the night, with a chance to walk away with the checkered flag from Richmond. 3 laps to go. Looks like it's going to be smooth sailing for him here. Brandon Key will cross the line. Popsicle sticks now on display here from Richmond. Just 2 to go. Back through 3 and 4 into the white flag. That's right. Final lap. It's the 1 to go. Brought to you by Pinkett Ford right here in the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series. Back down the backstretch for the final time with almost a 6-second advantage. He's going to have to wreck it not to finish at the front, and walking away with the checkered flag off of turn 4 and crossing the line. Checkered flag Now in hand, your new race winner, Brandon Key, gets the job done and breaks into the winner column here at Richmond, the first short track on the schedule here this season, and he walks away as the short track ace. It's going to be put to the test next week at Martinsville, but for now, he remains the king. Brandon Key gets the job done, walks away with the race win, and now Key going to give the fans in the stands on the front stretch a little bit of a smoke show, and we're going to walk away for just a brief commercial break. Get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. Trackside here at Richmond International Raceway as the one to go came out. Brandon Key able to keep that top spot for the final few laps, saving some fuel. We believe we'll get the word from the man in the post-race interview in victory lane. But first, let's check in with the man that walked away third here tonight, rounding out the final spot on the podium. Let's see if we can't dial up that 26 machine of Matthew Baker's. Dave of the Booth, you got a copy?
Gotcha.
Hey, Matthew, a heck of a run there. You had some fresh tires at the end. How many more laps do you think you needed in order to make those fresh tires work?
I don't think it was so much the tires as just maintaining the fuel. All the guys up front were short, and me and Brandon knew that, and so did Charles. So we were expecting a couple of cautions there, but I was maintaining the tires pretty well. It's just hard to get a handle of this car in the short track here.
And that leads me to my next question. We all know the challenges of this new next-gen machine. First time coming to a short track like this, really the first truly short track classified track that we've hit this season. How tough are these cars really to get down into these corners?
They're tough. If you don't have your brake bias right, you're gonna lock up that left front and send it into the person, like I did a couple laps into the second run there. But I think the brake bias and brake pressure is really because you don't have any side force in these cars. So once you step them out a little bit, you lose the whole car.
Absolutely, and we've seen that be a factor in multiple different drivers' mishaps here tonight from Richmond. But nonetheless, Matthew, congratulations walking away with a podium here tonight from Richmond. Before we let you go, though, we're going to get your thoughts on next week at Martinsville. And before you do finally finish things out, go ahead, Mike's yours for any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous.
Yeah, Martinsville is gonna be a heck of a race if it's anything like this. But let's hope that we can pull the cautions back and we can get some good side by side or at least single file racing towards the end. But I just gotta shout out to MVG Motorsports and Coasting Thunder for being on the car, Baker Construction, and watch my family out there watching. Hi, love you guys. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for putting on the broadcast, big dog.
All right, my man. Well, again, Matthew, congratulations on your first podium of the season. We look to see if we can't catch up with you again before we start the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Driver walking away third here tonight, bringing home a podium. Matthew Baker brings the 26th home in third. That's going to move us right along in the running order, and let's see if we can pull a quick interview in here with the driver inside of that 76 machine. Walking away second here tonight, Charles Jurek. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, how you feeling after a solid second place after tons of chaos?
Oh, gosh, I didn't think I'd get through it.
Well, you did. Did you have a rabbit's foot, anything like that inside that 76 with you? I mean, good luck charm, something?
No, honestly, I didn't think. Well, I don't do very well with these cars anyway. But I don't know. As the runs went on, I started getting better, getting a better feel for it. And there in that restart there when Joel turned me around, I didn't understand that. And then I was down on horsepower, but I had excessive speeding in the pits when I pitted, and I kept coming in and topping off while everybody else, couldn't make it on fuel. So I'm surprised by that second place finish there.
Well, it doesn't matter how you got the job done. What matters is you got the job done. A solid finish here tonight. You were by the 8-ball multiple times here tonight, but fortunately enough, you were able to make the best of it and make do with it and walking away with second here tonight from Richmond. So before we let you go here tonight, Charles, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Thank you for broadcasting. And the RHR guys, they let me join their team, so that's why I'm in a Chevrolet and not a Ford.
All right, we were kind of wondering, but I didn't want to, stir the pot unnecessarily, so I thought maybe, maybe he's in a new seat here getting his changed up and fixed up, but we do appreciate the insight there. Charles, now with the bow tie on the front, do you think we'll have a chance to talk to you once again in these post-race interviews when we hit our next short track at Martinsville?
Oh, I don't even want to think about Martinsville. These cars are hard enough to drive, and especially with the brakes. On iRacing, it's different than what they talk about on TV, where they can drive it in deeper. But with these things on iRacing, it's you gotta hit the brake early. So I hope it's not going to be a caution fest like it was tonight, but it's Martinsville, and you'll have that.
It's going to be some short track racing at its finest, I am pretty sure. And again, Charles, congratulations walking away with second here tonight. And we'll see if we can't catch up with you before the season's out.
All right, thank you.
All right, there you have it. Final words from Charles Jurek, who one is in a new car, two, coming to terms with getting the car underneath him here in these next gen machines, throwing a lot of drivers for a loop, but nonetheless walking away with a solid podium night here tonight from Richmond International Raceway. Charles Jurek walks away in second. That's going to move us right along to the driver that took the top spot for the first time this season, parking it in victory lane. Brandon Key, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's up, Dave?
Same old same for me. How you feeling down there in victory lane?
A lot better now.
I'm assured of that one, man. A crazy little race here tonight at Richmond. A lot of cautions, a lot of trouble on the track. How hooked up was the 8 machine, and how much of a rough go was it getting it set into these corners?
It wasn't getting it set. Wasn't really the issue. It was coming off. It would kind of want to snap around on you, and I feel like I about spun out 10, 15 times literally during the race. But a lot of times you just lock the brake down on these cars and it straightens itself out. So I got lucky. I didn't, loop it and cause any damage to anybody else.
Well, not a lot of on-track chaos and calamity for you and your 8 crew. How were you able to navigate all of the trouble that multiple drivers had here tonight? Not just I don't want to say your typical trouble drivers, but not drivers that have been struggling or have had struggles, but big names that have went to victory lane with big trouble here tonight. Conley, Farrell, Gimbel, all had multiple on-track incidents. How were you and your crew able to keep the cars so clean?
I came into this race just, wanting to save tires, but then, when we started getting all these cautions, I was like, well, hell, tires isn't really going to matter tonight. But I just wanted to, hit my marks every lap, keep it clean, because I know if you keep a clean car here, you got a chance to win. You named a lot of good drivers there, and a lot of times if short tracks, if you got a beat up car, you ain't got a chance at the end. So coming in tonight, I just wanted to keep it clean and see what happened.
Absolutely. Well, keeping it clean indeed is what you did. And you walk away with your first victory of the season. That's going to set you up sitting pretty as far as the playoff implications are concerned. But I want to get your thoughts looking forward. The next handful of races, some wild cards, so to speak. We've got another short track, the paperclip at Martinsville. But then we head to the dirt for the first time in these next-gen cars. What's your thoughts at Bristol on the dirt? And then, as we all know, plate racing, it's crazy and kind of a crapshoot. What do you think about how these cars are going to handle at Talladega?
I love the next 3 weeks other than dirt. I feel like I'm going to struggle big time there, but I think it's going to be fun race for everybody. As long as everybody doesn't drive over their head and kind of finds a groove, then I think it'll be a good fun race. But that's easier said than done at Bristol Dirt. But Martinsville, love that place. I should be in contention there. And Talladega, anything's possible. But I love the next 3 races coming up for sure.
All right, well, we're going to look to see if you can't walk away in these next 3 weeks with another podium finish or another checkered flag. Until then, my man, we're going to let you enjoy this first win of the year. Brandon, before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my dad. He watches all these races at his house. My buddy Chance Campbell, who watched tonight, and new teammate Patrick Gaspar. He's we're starting to team up in IVRL and hoping to do big things. But other than that, man, thank you for sticking through all these cautions tonight and calling a great broadcast as always.
All right, well, Brandon, again, we do appreciate those kind words. We appreciate the great hard-nosed racing action that you and your crew brought to the table here tonight from Richmond. So until next time, my man, keep it safe and keep it fast.
Thank you, buddy. Have a good night.
All right, there you have it. Brandon Key walking away from Richmond International Raceway in the Capital One 200 with the checkered flag. First one on the season. And he says he likes Martinsville. I don't know what's wrong with the guy, but he likes Martinsville. I think he's one of the only drivers I've ever heard say he loves Martinsville. Great track. I just don't particularly like to drive there. Brandon says he likes the next 3 weeks. You better beware. Drivers that like them short tracks usually very good at being able to manage tires, manage the fuel. Look for Brandon to be fast at Bristol, and who knows what's going to happen at Talladega. But walking away tonight with the checkered flag in the top spot here for the first time this season in the Pinkett Ford Cup Series, the 8 of Brandon Key parks it in victory lane. What a race, what a night here tonight, race fans, from Richmond International Raceway in the Capital One 200 for the Pinkett Ford Cup Series in the International Virtual Racing League. That's pretty much going to do it from us. We're going to get ready to head cross-state, just about, I believe, about 200 to 300 miles or so, I think, is the distance separating Martinsville from Richmond. And we will get set for another short track night on our hands next week. Going to be another barn burner, I can assure you that. And there you can hear producers hitting those music buttons in the background. You know the tunes and sounds. That means it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results in the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series. Walking away with the top spot in the checkered flag, parking it in victory lane, Brandon Key takes the checkered flag. Charles Jurek in the 76 will come home in second, and rounding out your podium tonight, the 26 of Matthew Baker. Joel Connolly brings the 60 machine home in fourth. Rounding out your top five is Maxwell Castro sitting in sixth. The 00 of Tyler Brown, John Freeman, will be listed as the first driver, one lap down in the 42 machine after taking the pole position. Still a solid top 10. Freeman walks away in seventh. Charles Van Schnick in that 23 machine walks away 8th, 9th tonight to Ryan Farrell. Matthew Montgomery in the 6th machine walks away 10th. Chad Hitchcock in 11th. Eric Hegdal in the 12th position. Wesley Jeanette parks the 74 home in 13th. Mark Snyder back in 14th with Nick Goebel rounding out your top 15. Ryan Hinshaw, Glenn Grimm, John Tyler back in 18th, 19th tonight from Richmond International Raceway is Randy Hinshaw. Jason Ayerson in the 44 machine walks away 20th. Tommy Schaefer back in 21st, 22nd to Jim Ott. Nathan Line right there in 23rd. Jason Blaney in the 17 machine walks away 24th. Jaden Gimbel, the man that dominated the stages, led the most laps, big time trouble in the 81. Finishes tonight's race back in 25th. Tyler Gentry in 26th, 27th to Chris Whitaker. Adam Wood back in 28th, 29th tonight to Darrell Calder. Cody McKinney and Joey McKinney round out here at a 31 car field here tonight for the Capital One 200 from Richmond International Raceway. If you haven't already, race fans, join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. As always, show these drivers some love and drop them that thumbs up. Click subscribe, smash the bell on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And as we wind up the cords and get ready to head to Martinsville, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.